Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here, and welcome to today's day after discussion of the Oilers' 6-5 loss to the Calgary Flames rookies last night. Now, normally these day afters, if you've been around the channel for a long time, they're usually pretty in-depth, lots of stats to talk about. You know me, I love my advanced analytics. However, thanks to the fact that this is a rookie showcase, apparently there were no stat tracking last night from the Oilers. There was nobody in Rogers Place keeping track of shots on goal, keeping shots of penalty minutes, keeping track of the box score in general, which is very disappointing because if you're an Oilers fan and if you didn't know, you had to pay to watch the game on Oilers Plus, or you could have watched the game for free on the Calgary Flames website. Well, why am I even bringing this up? Well, what the heck are fans supposed to do when we're trying to find the stats and you're trying to make fans pay to watch this thing when everyone else is offering their services for free to the fans to watch a rookie showcase? For the Oilers and Oilers Plus, the fact that this game was even on Oilers Plus, it's behind a paywall, is already outrageous. And two, the fact that there was absolutely no stat tracking at all. You're telling me that not one person within the organization, all that money that Oilers Plus is making for them, you're telling me that the fact that it was going to be on Oilers Plus last night, not one person could keep track of the stats. Not one person. Okay. I don't know what we're paying for here in oil country when it comes to Oilers Plus, but just to let everyone know, the game will also be streamed on the Calgary Flames website for free tomorrow, the second game of this rookie showcase. Do not pay for Oilers Plus. My God, what are we even paying for with this service? I don't mean to sound like I'm whining or complaining, but I do expect a little bit more from this service. I at minimum expect a box score so that I can properly go over some of the stats. So some of the players that I talk about, I just kind of manually found what their stats were. I just kind of, went back from my own stream and kind of picked out the moments that I thought were noteworthy to mention or talk about. So if you end up enjoying today's video, and if you also hate Oilers Plus, make sure to hit that like button, all right? And also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Last night on the stream, we hit over 7,200 subscribers. Very exciting. Give yourselves a round of applause for being the best fans on the planet. Let's jump into the day after discussion, all right? So the day after Oilers versus Flames rookie showcase game 1, the final score last night was 6-5 Calgary. The shots on goal, question mark, no idea, because apparently nobody was stat tracking. I don't know, man. It's 2025. I'm sure there's a way that we could have been stat tracking last night. Standouts, though, for the Edmonton Oilers. Number 1, Connor Clattenburg. He had 1 goal and 2 fights. Now, Connor Clattenburg, this is a player that I haven't really thought of much when it comes to the future of the Edmonton Oilers, someone that could be in that bottom 6 for Edmonton. But Connor Clattenburg last night, sometimes there are players out there that have so much heart, so much grit, so much tenacity, and their work ethic is just so much higher than the rest of their peers that you cannot ignore players like that. And he may not have the skill to produce at the NHL level, but what he has is something that 99% of players do not have in terms of his heart and his effort, commitment level, and he bleeds copper and blue, right? So Connor Clattenburg, he had an absolutely gutsy performance last night, dropping the mitts twice, having a goal in the third period to spark an almost comeback for the Edmonton Oilers. The next standout, of course, was Matthew Savoie. He ended up finishing the night with 2 goals, one on a penalty shot, and then another one, he just kind of broke through past the defense, almost lost the puck, and it ended up going 5-hole. We're actually going to take a look at a couple of those plays. And then, of course, Mariala, who came from the Finnish league. He had 1 goal, 1 assist, and I thought he was a standout for Edmonton as well. He started the night on that second line for Edmonton. He eventually got bumped up to the top line with Savoie and Ike Howard. Speaking of Ike Howard, he was a negative standout for me. He didn't have a goal. He did not have enough shots, in my opinion. I think he had 1 shot on net, but we won't know what he was actually credited when it comes to shots on goal. But I'm pretty sure after going back and watching my stream, I think Ike Howard had 1 shot that went on net, and it may have even deflected and went wide. Ike Howard, of course, this is his first rookie camp with the Edmonton Oilers. This is going to be his first NHL camp, really. His first opportunity to make an impression to make the NHL. For Ike Howard, I think because of where he's at in his development and the fact that he believes he can make the NHL team, I was just expecting him to stand out a little bit more. Matthew Savoie, he did his job. He stood out amongst his peers. Ike Howard looked a little I don't know. I don't know what to say about Ike Howard. It's not like he played bad, right? I think the expectations are just very high for a player like that. We did give up Sam O'Reilly for Ike Howard, so we'll see if Ike Howard, hey, listen, we could be talking after the game tomorrow night where maybe Ike Howard puts up 3 or 4 goals, right? So not too concerned for Ike Howard, but he was a negative last night in my opinion. And then Sam Janssen, of course, in goal for the Oilers. He gave up 4 goals against, and then he left the game about halfway through that third period due to cramping issues. Not sure what was going on there. And there was one specific goal against Janssen last night that I do want to apologize. I just want to apologize to Sam Janssen and to Stuart Skinner during the live stream when Sam Janssen gave up, I think it was the 4th goal against that he gave up. And it was one of those plays where the puck comes across the ice and then it was one-timed into the net. Sam Janssen's reaction time on the lateral movement was literally 0%. Literally 0. So I was just kind of giving him a hard time, being like, oh, well, looks like Stu and Janssen, they have the same lateral movement. I'm just joking, right? We're having some fun here. The live stream last night, by the way, if you tuned in, was great. And also, by the way, live stream I will be doing tomorrow at 4 p.m. Mountain as well for the Oilers and Flames, which is, once again, tomorrow. So their second game of this rookie showcase is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Hopefully the Oilers can get the win, get the split, and do a little bit more than they did last night. Now, of course, you cannot fall behind 6-2 and expect to win. I think we've talked about this with the Oilers a lot over the years. Their NHL club, that is. You cannot just keep falling behind and then hoping to come back and win. For the Oilers rookies and the young kids in Edmonton, oh my goodness, do not follow in the footsteps of Big Brother. Please do not do that, because the Oilers NHL squad, they fall behind too often for my liking. But at the end of the day, it was a very exciting game. Now, I did mention that we were going to take a look at a couple of Savoie's goals from last night. But first, we're also going to take a look at Mariala's opening goal for the Oilers. Mariala, of course, he didn't make the play. It was a good defensive play. And then the puck came up. Mariala comes in all alone, just 4.5 minutes in, and he slips that thing 5-hole. Beautiful goal for Mariala. And you know what I love about Mariala? He jumps into the glass, right? This is something that Mariala does. That's something that I remember. Look at that fan. He's just having a good time. This is something that I remember like players like Georges Laraque doing when they scored, just jumping into the glass. I love that Mariala's doing that in front of 2,000 fans at Rogers Place. That's hilarious to me. Great job from Mariala from putting the puck in the net there. Connor Clattenburg, of course, with the interview. You can go on the Oilers website to watch all of that. Now let's take a look at the third period. Matthew Savoie's penalty shot goal. I have to make sure that I turn the audio off so that I don't get dinged on copyright. Matthew Savoie, nice silky smooth mitts here. He's going to walk in and he'll beat the goaltender just inside the post there. Nice move, backhand, forehand. Nice goal from Savoie. We'll just kind of watch the replay here. He goes, whoop, backhand, forehand, and that Flames goaltender, I know he gave up five goals last night. He gave up 5 goals last night. But I thought he was a standout. I thought he played phenomenal hockey. I thought the Oilers had some terrific opportunities all night long. And Savoie, he just tucks that between the leg and inside the post. And then, of course, Savoie's second of the night. We will watch this one as well. This is where he flies in on the left wing, and nice little play from Mariala to find him. And then Savoie, he walks in, and like I said, he didn't really get a shot off. He was being tied up. It looked like the ref was going to call another penalty. This is where the fans were really into it and really hoping that the team could find a way to spark a comeback. We'll just quickly watch the replay. That goaltender for the Flames say he went for a little bit of a poke check there, and that was probably offside if I'm going to be completely honest. Hold on. Whoa. Let's get the overhead. Can I slow it down? Oh, that's close. You know what? Maybe a coach's challenge would have been involved if this was an NHL game. Maybe a coach's challenge being involved, that may have been offside. But at the end of the day, I thought the Oilers rookies and Flames rookies, I thought it was a very entertaining game. There were 3 separate fights. Connor Clattenburg looked great in an Oiler uniform. Matthew Savoie also looked really good. And Mariala as well, looking fantastic. And hopefully tomorrow against the Flames rookies, once again, hopefully Ike Howard is able to stand out a little bit more than he did last night. Of course, there's a long camp here, right? If Ike Howard doesn't stand out tomorrow, this is not the end of the world for this player. He has a whole NHL camp. They're going to give him tons of opportunities with NHL level players as well. What did you think about the game last night? What did you think about this video? I'm sorry I couldn't really go in depth with more stats, talk about the shots on goal, penalty minutes, that sort of thing. And hopefully Oilers, whoever is in charge of running the show for Edmonton and running the show on Oilers Plus, can you get someone in the building to just keep track of the stats, please? I will literally send me to the building. I will do it for free if you want. Like, it's not that hard. And in any case, we're going to end the video here. I hope you enjoy your Saturday. We will see you tomorrow, pregame report, Sunday morning for the Oilers and Flames game 2. And then tomorrow at 4 p.m., I will be live once again doing some commentary and hanging out with the greatest fans on the planet. All right? Tell some that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers. We'll see you soon. Take care. Thank you once again to the current channel members. Thank you to Christy, Nick, Justin, Canadian Ginger, Charles, Epiphany, Maddie Brinks, I'm Just Him, Hannah, Lola, Fleecy U, Danny, Hybrid Hunter, Hab3436, Crux Deluxe, Wayne, Jacob, Hypnotized Mind, and Bubsy. Thank you all so much for being channel members. If you ever want to become a channel member, just hit the join button next to my name on a web browser. It's also next to the subscribe button, and you can pick your tier, whether you're VIP or locker room. You get a little badge next to your name. Sometimes I upload videos that you get early access for before anyone else gets to watch. And yeah, at the end of the day, though, the best way to support the channel, just hitting that like button. We'll see you soon, Oil Country. Take care.